This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com with a big daily wrestling news update. Lots of news related to Wrestlemania that I'll start with. Apparently, Vince McMahon is confirmed he's going to attend Wrestlemania, according to numerous sources. Who knows if he'll appear on screen or not? WWE has generated $20 million in sponsorship for WrestleMania, which is a huge amount. They have announced who's going to be on which card for night one and night two. And I just have to say again, I'm saying this completely neutrally. This is not really deserving of being in two nights as far as a WrestleMania. As expected, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes is going to headline night two. And although originally people thought Charlotte Flair was going to headline night one, it's going to be Austin Theory versus John Cena. Now, I'm sorry, but does Austin Theory really deserve to be at a WrestleMania main event? I don't know. It's supposed to be the very best of the bests, and I feel like that's an elevation match where they're just trying to elevate Austin Theory to become more of a main eventer. They really love the guy and they're pushing the hell out of him, but I just don't see that. As great as John Cena is, I don't see that as a main event. If it had been Cena versus Logan Paul, fine, but Austin Theory, I don't know. Night two will also feature Bianca Belair versus Asuka, and Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental title. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, and the Usos versus Owens and Zayn are other matches for the night one card. By the way, apparently the WrestleMania match is Logan Paul's last match on his WWE contract. I did just watch. He just did that the Kevin Hart show where they're in ice baths. He seems to really have embraced being a wrestler and doesn't mind like being called a wrestler now as the primary thing he's known as, even though he does a hell of a lot of stuff. It would be funny if Tony Khan could somehow scoop Logan Paul away from WWE, but I don't see that happening. I'm sure he's going to continue on with the company. Apparently, Nick Khan, the WWE CEO, did an interview saying under the right circumstances, they would go back to the pay-per-view business model rather than the current network model that they have. If they were under a pay-per-view business model, I don't know how many buys this year's WrestleMania would get. I'm sure because it's on Peacock, it's going to get more views than ever, because I think Peacock is as cheap as like $5 or $6 for the lower package. So that's way cheaper to watch WrestleMania than ever, even cheaper than WrestleMania 1. when you think that like tickets now are crazy expensive, almost $10,000 for the top seats at WrestleMania compared to whatever they were at WrestleMania 1. The price of watching it on pay-per-view compared to what it was for WrestleMania 1 is nothing. So I don't know if going back to pay-per-view models, how well that would do. Obviously, it would still do decent. Eric Bischoff apparently doesn't think AEW should start their third show, which is this AEW Saturday show that reportedly is going to happen, very potentially with tapings in Regina and Calgary this summer, although it hasn't been officially announced. However, those shows are taking place, and they have announced that the Regina show will be a TV taping, just not for what. Apparently, Brian Cage is likely going to be leaving AEW, and he is going to appear on the Ring of Honor event this weekend. It might be one of his last appearances for Tony Khan. Someone It says WrestleMania hype. Grandma Daisy Piper's doing great. She's sleeping right now. Sam says they don't have that many people going in the Hall of Fame this year. No, they don't. Compared to last year's, who is there? There's Mysterio, Andy Kaufman, The Great Muta, Stacy Keibler. But then again, they're not even doing the Hall of Fame as like a show on its own. It's going to be taped after SmackDown, so it's a little different. They're kind of just like maybe that's why they're not inducting as many people. I don't know. Grandma Daisy, they thought that Charmel and Stacy Keibler did more for wrestling than Miss Elizabeth, I guess. I mean, even Missy Hyatt should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, she's really deserving of it. Blood Hunter versus Gunther. That would be a good one, but Gunther is looking anorexic lately. But that would be a good match for sure. Chris says too much wrestling to keep up with. We need quality, not quantity. That is exactly right. You've nailed it. Not only for wrestling on television, but for the pay-per-views, should be quality, not quantity. Let's have WrestleMania one night, 3 hours like the old days. Only WrestleMania quality matches. It's so watered down. Not only are there a lot more matches now than there used to be, but it's watered down. Like people that aren't necessarily deserving of being on WrestleMania are in WrestleMania. What about Lex Luger in the Hall of Fame? It doesn't look like it's going to happen this year. Maybe if they ever do another WrestleMania in Atlanta. No gimmicks guy Jack Kilby says he's doing a shooting from the hips episode with Angel Medina at 3 p.m. with Greek god Papadon from Russo's brand as a special guest. And Greek god Papadon is wrestling Jeremy Prophet May the 6th at the Great North Wrestling event in Ottawa that Jack Kilby is putting on. So that'll be interesting. Someone says, yeah, he's also tired of 2 nights at WrestleMania. I just don't think that Theory and Cena is a worthy main event. Austin versus Cena or Austin versus Lesnar. That would have been a good main event, or Cena versus Logan Paul, or bring back Batista. It's supposed to be WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. Originally, The Rock was going to be on it against Roman Reigns. But anyways, guys, I will be doing live watch-alongs for WrestleMania both nights as well as the Hall of Fame. So quite a weekend coming up. And I'm going to do it straight-edged with Piper because I'm in training right now. Wish everybody a good night. I'm going to head out there for a run. It's very cold. We still have snow here, but the sun is out at least. Oh, actually, before I go out for a run, though, I'm going to do a magazine review of the first ever WOW Wrestling magazine. I'm going to do that in a couple minutes, since people seem to like those magazine reviews.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news